hey, friends, we are back and pettier than ever. So if you guys probably know, there's a guy going around my channel. Apparently, he's making the rounds on everyone's channel named, well, I really don't know what his name is. It's Charlie Watts. Charlie Watts, but if you go to his page, it's Marcus Glimmer. Anywho, he seems to have found my channel through the exchanges I've had with the For Public Safety crowd. And he seems to be as brain dead as they are. He just comes, spams some nonsensical things. When he gets talked down to, he deletes it and then posts the exact same comment like it never happened. But, back and pettier than ever. He called me stolen valor for the last about 24 hours. With that said, you guys know how I like to be petty when it comes to these things. He called me stolen valor, said I never showed my DD-214. So what I did today is I went out and made a copy of my DD-214, redacted what I had to redact, and framed it. And now it will be sitting next to my college degree for everyone to see in my videos once I move my office back to pointing at that. So, yeah. With that said, we are going to watch a... Oh, wow, everybody's here. How you doing? Christopher O'Connor. Yeah, I don't really know what he's going for. And then he's asking me for my address, and he wanted a unredacted copy of my DD-214. In all honesty, he probably wants to wear my skin like everybody else. The K-Far back again once again. I only say that for videos. I try to keep that off the live streams. Oh no, I've been framed. Yes. I figured it was about time. I kept it around, framed and redacted so that I can just grab it off the wall and show it whenever need be. Yeah, Scott, that's what I tried to tell him. He got into it with about 40 to 60 comments worth of people. He called me stolen valor. They said, yeah, it's been out for like 4 years, my guy. You're a bit late to the party. Then he deleted that comment, made the exact same comments. The same thing happened. And today I went out and spent $1.50 getting a copy and framing it because reasons. It rubs the lotion on the skin, else it gets the hose again. Exactly. Yes, he wanted my address. I said, I'm not going to tell you guys what I said because lately they've been saying, is that a threat? It's just friendly advice, adult advice. Chrissy will say that DD-214 is fake. Honestly, that's kind of the drama / frauditor go-to move. Oh yeah, weapons, you do that, but I'm much more pettier than you. He wants to wear my skin and dance like, oh God. There he is, Marcus Glimmer, a.k.a. Charlie Watts or whatever. Here is my DD-214, my guy. Here, let me make it big screen for you. Let me make it big screen for you. There you go. That's my DD-214. See my name up there at the top? Suck it. Suck it, my guy. All right. If I told you I liked your skin, would you hold it against me? I see what you did there. So we're going to drink coffee and kind of watch one of the, I don't want to say the dumbest sovereign citizen, but probably the dumbest sovereign citizen that I've ever heard. He actually gets into a fight with Judge Perkins, who literally deals with these people almost every day, it seems like. And I found this on Old Squishy Gardener's channel. So if you got a second to go give him a like and subscribe and tell him I sent you, go do that. So let's change this back to this. And hit the play button.
City of Detroit.
Actually, you know what we're going to do? We are going to change this to my headphones so that it doesn't echo for you guys because my laptop was acting a little iffy. All right, here we go.
Versus Clyde Darnell Lynch. Case numbers SP15-37940, counts 1 and counts 2. SP155-4736, counts 1 and counts 2. SB 155-8135, counts 2 and counts 3. SB 159-0696, counts 1 and counts 2. SB 153-79421. SB 155-47541. SB 155-81351. And SP 159-06951. Appearance for the record, please.
Pauline Stroke, behalf of Mr. Lynch.
Mr. Lynch, state your name for the record, please.
You have to unmute, sir.
Good. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Also, before we get too into this, I think Tones knows about this. If you guys noticed on the thumbnail, this guy reminds me of the Wii Sports guy that's in every single Wii Sports meme. So that's all I pictured the entire time watching this video yesterday.
Yes, I can hear you. State your name for the record, please.
Clyde Darnell Lynch.
And Mr. Lynch is 52. He says since he was 12, he stopped taking count of his age. Or 11. Which one was it, Mr. Lynch?
12.
12. So he's 50. All right. Officer E. Dunn, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record for Mr. Lynch?
Good morning, sir. Officer Eddie Dunn, by 3036 Detroit Police Department.
Good morning to you. Corporal Bennett is here for Lynch as well. Trying to pull him out the breakout room. Today is the date and time set for a trial. Mateo's not here. Tanti is not here. We're dealing with 6 tickets. The rest of them are going to be dismissed, and probably some of the 6 will be too. No offers on the expired plates, $145. Another and an improper plate. Well, here we go. Well, ones that okay, so it goes like this: a failure to display, 240.
So if you guys notice in the chat, Marcus is doing exactly what you guys said he would do. Immediately say it's fake. I literally showed it, and you can pause it, and you can see that it says my name at the top, and then my rate, what branch I was in, normal DD214 shit. But hey, whatever, bud.
$40 fine. That officer's not here. So on the tickets, the officers are not here. We only have 2 expired plates. 3 expired plates.
Did he just say 3 expired plates? And no, I could never be a judge in Zoom court, especially not a judge in the 36th District Court, Zoom court. I could not be Judge Perkins, just simply because he faces so many sovereign citizens and Moors. The moment they said anything about traveling, I said, okay, be in person. That's the first thing I would do to all of them. Ron, what's up?
And then 2 of those officers, 4 expired plates, and 2 of those officers are not here. The offer has it written in the file, Mr. Berry. I mean, who's on Mr. Lynch? Soroka?
I didn't talk to him at first. I did respond when you just called it. So
Yeah, no, I know you. I mean, so as it's written in the file, it's failure to display, $240 fine. Improper plates omitted from no insurance, $240 fine. And then 4 counts of expired plates, $145 a piece. But there's officers that are not here. Why don't you go into the breakout room and you and Mr. Lynch have a conversation and find out how you want to navigate this, all right?
yes.
All right, let's go back on the record for Mr. Lynch.
We do not have resolution, Your Honor. So my client indicates that he wants to go to trial. He indicates he sent document. Did he come out yet? I don't want to talk when he's not.
No. Well, he's got, the thing about it is he's got these other, all these, the only offers that are on the table really I mean, the only offers that are on the table are Dunn and Bennett.
Right, there's two no insurance, two suspended, and two improper, or two,
So
expired.
as it's written in the file, it would only be 2 expired plates unless, unless the city's amending that but it's only 2 expired plates, $145 a piece.
All right, let me go back in and tell him again.
That's because,
So firefighter 936. Man, do the terminal. Ah, that's gross, but that seems to be Chris's type.
on the offer sheet,
Does he have a
All the
license suspended, Your Honor? I mean, does he have a good valid license?
No,
no, I don't know that. I haven't run that, but the way that the offer was written, the only cases that you wanted Mr. Lunch to plead to was the Dunn expired plate and the Bennett expired plate. And
Yeah.
then,
Bennett has a license suspended.
yes, so why don't you rearrange the offer then?
Yeah, well, I would just I'll give him one FTD and one expired plate.
he doesn't want to accept that. He indicates he's sent documentation to the court in the past. He's taken his case to the Supreme Court. He did a FOIA request. There's a lot of things I don't really understand what he's talking about, but
Do you guys think he actually took any cases to the Supreme Court? Because my knowledge on the matter is definitely not. Just going to say that. Also, yes, it's time to admit it. I am not a real person. I am AI. I've said it in the past. I am just a CGI channel. But you guys seem to enjoy it.
our communication's close to breaking down. I'll just say that.
Sounds like it. Bring them out then. Go back in there and bring them out. I'm trying.
I prompted him out. Okay, let me try again.
All right. All right, Mr. Lynch, giving you an opportunity to speak to counsel. It's, I'm trying to understand, you want to contest these matters?
I had to go back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, yeah, I had to go back in because I didn't get no prompt. I had to go back in to join in through 36 District Court website.
No, well, listen, what we're saying is that we're trying to get you an offer, but it's my understanding after talking with your lawyer that
Greg, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships and pants. Yes. He wanted my social security number, I'm assuming, off of my DD-214, which is why he asked for one that was unredacted. He wanted all of my good old personal information.
that you don't want to accept anything. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
The thing is, I don't know what court cases is being brought up, the recent ones or the one that already have a trial for.
I think all of the cases that are on the docket, everything that's on the docket, that you already had all this stuff set for trial. And what we did probably, okay, I see what
I
happened.
sent some paperwork in, but some of those cases I got kicked out of Zoom. I send in the pictures through that document website, and I don't know, and I send paperwork to the law department for FOIA for the court cases.
Okay, what documents did you send in to the court?
It was the case where I had got kicked out of Zoom, and I sent in the pictures where I got kicked out of Zoom. I think that was the January of this year case, and they was like, if I sent in the pictures showing that I was kicked out of the room because I thought the case was dismissed, and I got kicked out.
Okay, so what do you have any documents that relates to your driver's license, insurance, or registration?
Like told the lady, the one I meet him, the judge, the person that I talked to on the last court case said we don't have no problems with you, and I said I'm going through the process of doing my documents to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn the one that got it hemmed out. They didn't honor none of my paperwork. Motion to
Listen, now we're not talking about Dearborn. We're talking about Detroit. Do you have any documents? Hold on, let me ask my question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask my question. Do you have any documents that suggest that you have valid insurance, valid registration, and a valid I can run your driver's license.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything because Dearborn the one that got me hemmed up. I can't even get no insurance without no license.
Okay, so so what we're trying to do, every case that you have down here in Detroit, we call into the record. And we have 2 officers. The other cases are going to be dismissed, but we have 2 officers here that are here. And what we're trying to do is either make a resolution now, and we'll present you with an offer. And if you don't like the offer, you can just go to trial. Today is the date and time set.
Yeah, go ahead.
Today is the date and time set for trial. So are you willing to entertain an offer to resolve the cases, or do you want a trial on all the cases?
I mean, which did you say some of them are gonna get dismissed? I only have 2. I know the one that I recently got, everything is for the same thing.
Yes. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let me break it down to you. It's 2 officers that are here. Corporal Bennett wrote you 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date, and Officer Dunn wrote you 1, 2, 3 tickets that are up to date. The other officers that wrote you tickets are not showing up, have not showed up, and we're just going to automatically dismiss those cases. So we can get you an offer on the 6 tickets that those 2 officers wrote you. Are you willing to entertain the offer for those 6 tickets?
Bennett and Dunn. Bennett is the recent case, so that one I want to go to trial. I think the one I'm in trial for now is Dunn, correct?
You're on trial for both of them. Dunn and Bennett are set for trial right now.
So nobody received my paperwork, my traveling paperwork?
It happens every single time, especially in the 36th District Court. Everyone's got some sort of traveling paperwork, even though traveling paperwork isn't a thing. Traveling paperwork doesn't exist. Supreme Court cases saying you don't need a driver's license to drive don't exist. Post a legible copy. That's pretty solid. I can read it. But hey, whatever, Marcus. But yeah, I don't think if either one of these cases go to trial, I don't think he's going to win.
What is the paperwork going to tell us?
Basically, I don't need no driver license, et cetera, et cetera.
Well,
I have no proof of insurance, and my car was towed illegally those 2 times.
And what does the paperwork say why you don't need a driver's license, why you don't need any insurance or anything like that?
I send the paperwork into the law department, and I wanted the FOIA for the body cam and dash cams. And I haven't heard anything from them.
All right, we can get you that. We can get you that if there's some that exists. Corporal Bennett, can you put your appearance record, Corporal Bennett? Hold on, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Your Honor. Corporal Daryl Bennett, badge 4320, Detroit Police Department.
All right. So we need to get if there's any body cam or dash cam, we need to get that to Mr. Lynch.
He has to go through the law department to get that, Your Honor. If he's requesting it, he has to go to the law department.
Well, that's what he said he tried to do. He said he tried to figure. Let's see if we can get that now.
We can't get, Your Honor, our person that would do that is on vacation at this point. There's nobody in the office that can get that for him today.
Okay, now can I say something for the traffic ticket that was done? The other officer didn't put his name on.
Your Honor, can we just get an adjourn date when the people think they can have their video available?
Yeah, but I wanna just, what I'm trying to do is I don't want you to say anything as it relates to the traffic stops right now, because today is the date and time set for trial. But I'm gonna tell you this. You're suggesting, it sounds like you were suggesting that you don't have to have license or registration or insurance. Is that what you were saying?
I have documentation of that from the Supreme Court rulings, yes.
All right, well, you need to get me that documentation because
Well, what's the
I need
email
to be
so I
able,
can send it to you?
I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, my phone not seeing none of that. Only thing I'm seeing on my cell phone now, if I was on my desktop, remember last time I had issues with my desktop, so I'm on the cell phone and I don't see no chat or anything.
I have the sneaking suspicion that he's like using a Windows XP, you know, desktop he got from the military after they got done running it into the ground. In my head, that's what he's using, and that's what he's having problems with. Old Squishy Gardner, how you doing? I love Judge Perkins because he gets these guys so often and he's constantly on YouTube. But it's just like, if I was Judge Perkins, this dude has to have some sort of drinking problem or something. Because after work, I just could no longer deal with this. And Marcus is still in denial. That's exciting.
Well, you should be able to hit the button down there and it should
Okay,
pop
let me
up.
see, can I see something? Cause all I see a whole bunch of squares with everybody's face. And
You gotta come out of that screen.
huh?
You gotta come out of that screen.
What screen I gotta come out of?
The one, you have to come to the screen where everybody's face is.
Okay, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to get kicked out like I just did when I was in the breakout room.
You didn't get kicked out. We pulled you. All right.
I had to join back in. I had to go back to 36 District Court website to get back in the Zoom room.
Okay. All right. Let's pass the matter, and we'll try to figure out how to help you with the technology. And in the meantime, we need to. Do you want an attorney appointed to you, sir?
I've been trying to get an attorney. Nobody will take my case. So how if the appointed attorney don't want to accept my paperwork, then I'm up the creek like in Dearborn. So that's why I'm trying to study how to write the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm doing that right now.
All right. Well,
Dearborn is the reason why my license is suspended.
I really want to see what you're talking about, Supreme Court, because I've never seen a Supreme Court case. Wait a minute. Let me finish. I've never seen a Supreme Court case that says that you don't have to have a license or insurance or registration. Now I'll tell you this. I'll admit, I haven't seen all the Supreme Court cases, but I have never seen that. And I've seen a thousand people come in here saying that. Well, not 1,000, but a whole lot. And I've never seen it work.
So when Mr. Bennett Officer Bennett pulled me over, he was like, no, I ain't. He said, I ain't going for that sovereignty stuff. I said, I don't know what that is. I'm talking Constitutional Supreme Court ruling, and they told me.
What do I always say? If it quacks like a duck or quacks like a sovereign citizen, swims like a sovereign citizen, and pretends the laws don't apply to them like a sovereign citizen, congratulations, you're a sovereign citizen. No matter how many times you say, no, it's kind of weird. Also, Marcus is getting creepy. Now apparently he wants to see my children, which I guess that puts him in the right community, but that's weird.
My car.
All right, well, send me the Supreme Court ruling. I want to see that right now.
I don't see the where I can send it.
All right, I'm gonna pass it.
I could just come down there.
Here, let me write my email address down and then send it to me, and then I'll pass it and I'll wait till I get your document. You have an ink pen?
Yeah, I have a pen.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna get it online and send it on my laptop.
I'm gonna be anxiously awaiting that. All right.
All right.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna send the law department thing too.
I'll be anxiously waiting all of that, and I'll pass the matter. It looks like Corporal Bennett is gonna be anxiously awaiting it. It's gonna look like Officer Dunn is gonna be anxiously awaiting it. Prosecutor Mason is gonna be anxiously awaiting it, and I'm sure Ms. Soroki is going to be, and everybody else in the room.
What I love about Zoom Court is that all of these judges know that there are channels covering them on court. So they're not only talking to their court, they're like, everybody who's watching this court case on YouTube is going to be waiting for this specific thing to happen.
Because this could be some groundbreaking stuff right here. All right, pass the matter. All right, pass the matter. All right, Mr. Greer. Let's go back on the record with Delonzo Greer. Mr. Greer, I hope you've approached this situation with a different attitude. Unmute yourself, please.
I'm unmuted.
I hope you've approached this situation with a different attitude, sir.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear to. Actions speak louder than words, and your verbal communication says no. So, all right, what's the offer going to be, Mr. Go ahead.
I just heard a lot of stuff.
You what?
I just heard a lot of stuff.
Marcus, funny story. I'm trying not to address Marcus, but this is funny. Actually, my brother was the exact same. We went to the same boot camp. We were in the same boot camp division. We were on the same ship in the same department and the same rate, and got out at the same E4. So, I'm pretty sure my brother would be able to tell you firsthand that I'm not stolen valor.
That might not be true, but I'm being forced to take a plea deal instead of. I ain't being forced to take a plea deal, but it's like if I don't take a plea deal, then it's gonna be the worst for me.
That's the fact of the matter is the first part of what you said is absolutely true. You're not forced to do anything in this situation. Now, the second part of your statement is it could be worse for you. That could be absolutely true. That's what plea deals are all about. Now, let's go back on the record with Mr. Lynch. Mr. Lynch, I haven't received anything from you.
Okay. I send it, but I send the wrong affidavit.
Well, I haven't received anything from you, so you need to make sure that you have, first of all, the right email address.
Okay.
Make sure you type it in right. I'm gonna read it off again.
Okay, can you start back from 36? I think that's where I got it wrong. Okay, I'm trying to put the attachment in. Here it comes.
Now, have you read everything that you're about to send me?
So your dad and his brother had the decency to go into different branches. They did not messing with each other. We 1000%. It was even worse because apparently me and my brother went in at the same time, and unbeknownst to us, apparently we have like a long lost cousin who also has the same last name, who ended up on the same ship as us in a different department around the same rank as us, and we all got out at almost the same time. So there were 3 of us with the same last name on the ship, and my last name, as you guys know, is just disgusting.
Yes.
No, I bet you haven't.
No, the affidavit, yeah.
No, this case stuff you're about to send me.
The affidavit of trust.
Yes, it's only 2 attachments. I got to get the right one because the first email was the wrong stuff.
Let's go back on the record with Lynch. While he's sending that, I'm going to say this. I hope you've read everything that you sent me, and because you're filing these documentations with the court, and you're suggesting that these documentations with the court are saying are in support of you not having to have a license and insurance and registration, I believe.
This guy right now, what's it called? Actually, no, I don't think any of us ever got in any trouble. Weapons, you probably know this guy. You guys probably all know it, if we're being honest. The guy who's from Taylor, I'm drawing a blank on his last name, Eric whatever. this guy reminds me of him, where he didn't actually read what he sent in. He just got some random shit off the internet, like random Supreme Court cases from their right to travel websites. Yes, copy pasta, 1000%. He sent it in, and I want to say it was moved to the 36th District Court for whatever reason. And the prosecutor was like, bro, you sent in this paperwork. A, the cases you sent have nothing to do with what we're talking about. And two, some of your cases aren't even actually Supreme Court cases. And that's what this guy did. Same shit.
All three of the above, or at least one of them. Wait a minute. Let me finish making my record.
Okay.
You're suggesting that the Supreme Court says you need to have either none of those documents, or at least you don't have to have one of those documents. So all I'm saying is I hope that you are actually have read and gone over what you're sending the court, because as I said earlier, I've never seen anything that that supports what you're saying. I get people in here that submit. I can type in, don't need a driver's license in the search box, and they'll give me a list of cases. And I hope that's not what you've done. I'm going to pass the matter and wait on the documents that you're sending me. Okay. All right. Now let's go back on the record. Lastly, with Mr. Clyde Lynch. All right. I got an email, and I'm going to forward this to you as well. This one was for the City of Detroit Law Department Freedom of Information request. And this is, he wants the body cam, and then I believe this is requesting the necessary body cam stuff. So that one, I'm gonna forward this to you, Ms. Mason. Now, this is another document that he sent me. This is the travels, U.S. Supreme Court travel rulings. Motion to set aside default. It says it says to me, it has case number SP 15379-421 and SP 15547-541. To whom the dear Judge Sean B. Perkins, and to whom it may concern, the burden of truth is on me, or then it will just be my word against others' words. I, Clyde Darrell Lynch, always traveling, Supreme Court rulings on travel, along with being put in ransom for illegal profit gains against my federal freedoms / liberties and / or etc., as it is proven below, and an unnecessary burden of cash out of my pocket, etc. For what? Question mark. I do not have gold or silver to pay this debt and / or a promissory note. Driver, one employee in conducting a coach, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mules, or other animals. Driving. I know everybody's looking at me like.
It almost doesn't even seem as if he's reading. Let me do it this way so that I can talk. It doesn't even seem like he's giving actual Supreme Court cases. It almost seems as if he just sent in definitions from Black's Law Dictionary 2nd edition. That's kind of what it sounds like, because that sounds like the definition of driver from Black's Law Dictionary 2nd edition, which I find comical, to say the least.
Like, what are you saying? Driving, operating in commerce, hire / profit.
So he just faxed the judge generic sov idiot script. Yes, old squishy Gardner. Weapons, this is the only thing that I can think of why the judges treat Zoom court on YouTube the way that they do. Perkins right here. In my head, yes, he's messing with the guy across from him, trying to say, yes, what you're doing is dumb. But I think a lot of them try to do it also for anyone watching some YouTube nonsense, that like, this is dumb, this does not work, do not do this and end up in my court. That's kind of what I think.
Mulberry versus Madison, an 1803 case. They weren't even cars on the road. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Here's what the court is talking about right here. I figured he was going to bring this up because all Mr. Lynch did was he went on the Google search and searched basically, I don't know exactly the terminology, but he put driving, don't need to drive without a license.
Exactly.
And all of these same cases come up. And this one case really bothers me because that's why I asked Mr. Lynch, did he read the cases? Are you familiar with your Black history, Mr. Lynch?
Okay, is the paper that you're reading is the one that's saying titled Supreme Court ruling and U.S. Constitution?
Yes.
Okay, that's not updated, but the other ones I see.
Updated to what? Updated to what? To my knowledge, in 2024, the Supreme Court has never ruled against what they ruled in 1915. Nobody's ever ruled against that. Nobody's ever, said, "Oh no, that ruling was bad. We need to get rid of that." So what updated version? Also, if you're sending the judge instead of Supreme Court cases a document saying Supreme Court cases in the Constitution, the judge should have just immediately thrown it in the trash.
That those are the ones that's relevant. The one that say Law Depot, it's like 6 pages. But the last 3 is the affidavit and the FOIA paper. You already seen that for the dash cam, etc. But the Law Depot, the first 3 pages is just the website information telling you how to do it. I actually went to school for criminal justice and private investigator, but I didn't finish because I got kicked out for no necessary reason. I'll be fine.
I have a degree in criminal justice that I actually finished. I'm Mrs. Kfar as my witness. I am 1 degree or 1 credit short of a degree in Homeland Security. I am like a semester short of a degree in history. At no point am I going to take that to court and be like, "Judge, I'm smarter than you. I clearly know the law better than you because I have a random degree." And this guy doesn't even have a random degree. He attended a few classes this one time 20 years ago. So like that does not mean that you are somehow better than a judge.
That ever since, but I actually went to school for business management and law, but I didn't finish. So
I see.
So technically, but I went to a Morris facility and learned the Constitution and everything. So put all that together. That's what I'm involved in right now. So
Okay. So let's just discuss. Let's just take it down.
Judge Perkins should have immediately said, "All right, show up in court. I'm holding you in contempt because you went to study at a Moorish anything." That should be jailable alone. Just the offense of going to study with a group of fake culture vultures, that should be, face jail time by itself.
Break it down. What I asked you was, you provide me documentation to show proof that the Supreme Court says that you don't need a driver's license to drive a vehicle, right?
Your Honor.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
Okay, all I want to say, that Supreme Court paper, you can forget about that. That Law Depot paper is what I've been working on, and I'm still trying to figure out how to go through the court cases all the way to the Supreme Court. So I'm studying and learning how to do that, to do this, to take care of Dearborn, because Dearborn is the one that got me in limbo right now.
But what I'm saying is, I don't need to see any Law Depot. I don't see any Law Depot. I asked you a question earlier. I said, I hope that you're bringing these this stuff that you're. Wait a minute. I asked you a question, and I said, I hope that you are you're sending me these papers and these cases and in support of you not having to drive with a license. And I hope that you've read the cases that you're.
I'll tell you guys right now. I'll tell you this right now. The more gurus are raking in the bucks. I think I'm not probably the first person to ever bring this conspiracy theory up, but it's been said, and I'm just going to reiterate what is said and say that I agree. In our collective brains, let me bring me up real big so you guys can get this later in a short. In our collective brains, the conspiracy theory is that there is someone at the tippity top of the Moorish American, frauditor, sovereign citizen pyramid, right at the tippy top, that knows that everything that they're saying is absolute garbage. But they're smart enough to know, hey, there are dumbass people who will believe this shit and pay for paperwork, pay for fake private plates, pay for fake IDs. And in their infinite genius wisdom, the person on the tippity top is saying, oh yeah, Moorish American, yeah, more obviously Morocco conquered the entire world, and they're just nice enough to let us all live in it as they're, wallowing in obscurity. So clearly, if you live in America and you're a El Bey, you don't need to follow any laws. You don't need to, even read the Constitution. You can just throw that away. That person on the tippity top is just raking in the money. So that is the more gurus are 1000% raking it in. Same as the sovereign citizens. Same as the people saying, oh yeah, go fraud at that post office. Oh, that police department, you need a card reader? Nah, just go in that elevator. The person telling everyone that, breaking in the money.
Using in support of what your belief of the law is and the Constitution and stuff. And I get this, and I've done it. You're not the first person that's done it. And the reason why I ask you, are you familiar with your African American history, particularly the civil rights movement, is because you have submitted a case, Shuttlesworth versus the city of Birmingham. And you submitted this case in support of you not having to drive with a license. And it's kind of like throwing mud in Reverend Shuttlesworth's case, because Mr. Shuttlesworth, I'm sure he was a reverend. I'm sure that Mr. Shuttlesworth had a valid license and doesn't believe what you're trying to use this case law for. I wish you would have taken time to read what Reverend Shuttlesworth had to go through on this day, on April 12th, 1963, when he's trying to fight for our civil rights.
Much better, like single.
Because I think if you would have read it, you would have seen that most of what you have put in here and all the cases that you have put in here are complete. A Shuttlesworth has nothing to do with what you're talking about. And the other cases.
I understand that like I stated, Your Honor, that paper is not updated. That right there, I supposed to took that out. The Shuttleworth and
So I think why he's sounding so dumb is I don't think his phone is actually upside down. I think he's actually upside down, and all of the blood is clearly rushing to his head. You have to be some sort of stupid to not notice that your phone's upside down. Like, my phone doesn't even allow me to do that because of how it's set up. So this guy is probably going out of his way to make himself look like an idiot.
Dude, the Alabama? No, not Alabama. I supposed to have taken that out.
You're supposed to take all this stuff out, because none of this stuff has anything to do with what you're talking about. None of it.
You read
Actually, some of the cases are directly opposite, and they say that you have to have a valid license. The one with the wagon and the coach, what was that guy? He's in 1903. I forget the case. He's driving a coach. He's got a car in 1903. He's got a car in 1903. He had big money. And he's driving his car up this dirt road and he's speeding. and they give him a ticket, and they say not that he doesn't have not to have a license. They just wanted to automatically revoke his license because he had a license without a hearing. And he's saying, you can't do that. I have to have a hearing before you're able to take my license from me. So he's not even saying what you say he's saying. So this stuff is.
Up in Birmingham, I probably had took that out. Like I stated, I haven't updated that.
Well, you know something. I wish you would read this stuff before you even put it in this document, because that's what you're supposed to do. I can hold you.
Hold up. Wait a minute. ATB Films just gifted 50 memberships. Holy shit. Thank you. Very, 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 very much. Dear my God. I'm just gonna let the screen go all green there for a second. Yeah, balling. So I think you guys need to go into the chats of every single sovereign citizen. And what you need to do, Pants, am I lucky? Am I lucky? Am I lucky? Maybe. What I think you guys need to do in every single sovereign citizen's YouTube video, Instagram video, Twitter video, Facebook video, what you need to do is you need to go into their chats, go into their comments, go into their live streams, and try to convince them that they need to come up with their own hats just like Moors do, so that people can easily identify them. Plus, so that I could get another hat. Because Moor is easy. Fez. I need to upgrade my Fez. I know it's not as nice as Law Talk with Mike's. But if they had a nice hat, I know Moors have the Fez. Flat Earthers have a tinfoil hat. The sovereign citizens need their own type of headwear.
In contempt for filing filing this irrelevant stuff.
Do you get the law depot document 3?
I got the law depot document.
Okay, but basically that sums it up
Ascots,
right there.
they
That,
do
like
our
I said,
Ascots.
that's not even updated paperwork. I sent that by mistake. That's why I sent the FRA paper. But that right there, I'm supposed to update that. But the Law Depot 3 document is 6 pages. The first 3 just tell you how to do the affidavit, which I forgot to do, but that refreshed my memory. And the last 3 pages is my court papers.
You know, I'm going to tell you this. Everybody that's coming here with this, they didn't win. I'm going to say that first, right? And then some of the people agreed me and went to the Judicial Tenure Commission on me, and they quartered, and guess what happened? They didn't win either. This stuff is nonsense. Stuff is nonsense. I'm waiting for you to tell me which court case applies, because you have shells working here, and that absolutely does apply. So what you're saying, I would like just one court case. Just show me one out of all this stuff that you've given me. One court case that you said applies.
Well, like I stated, Your Honor, that little paper always get people upset. That I send that one, but it hasn't been updated.
But you shouldn't send stuff that hasn't been updated to the court. But I'm just asking you one case. Tell me one case out of the stuff that you sent me that says it applies to you and your position of you not having have to have a driver's license.
The Law Depot document 3. That's what I send it.
I know, and you're saying I'm asking you out of this Law Depot document 3. You have Howlett versus Rose, Boyd versus United States, Murdoch versus Penn, Owens versus Independence, People versus Bottle Traffic. You have another,
I was kind of waiting. I don't know if he's about to say it right now. I haven't really gotten this far in the video. Tones probably have a better idea because I'm just drawing a blank. The Tech Lines versus Danforth, the City of Chicago versus XYZ bus companies times like 10 because there's that many of them that say the exact opposite of what they're trying to make it sound like it says, but yet they're still going to be like, well, Chili said this on his trifold this one time, so it must be true.
Constitutional articles. Tell me one of these cases that applies to your position that you don't have to have a valid driver's license to drive on the road.
Well, my guru said so I sent it.
Give me one. Howlett versus Rose.
Hey, I say verse because in my head, court cases are one party squaring up with another party and then they fight to see who wins. So in my head, it's verse. That's the way I think of Supreme Courts and court cases. Yeah, what's it called? Game of Thrones style. That's in my head. Trial by combat.
Federal Supreme Court case applied to state court cases. My traveling documents, Supreme Court rulings, and the United States Constitution of travel is in this attachment and others not included have been stolen, sold, or to legally share. I don't know. Let's go with Howlett versus Rose.
Well, Java Man, you got to think. Chili's sitting in jail. Where do you think half of this knowledge comes from? What's his nuts? Daryl Brooks was a normal person until he went to jail. And then some old head was like, well, if you use this strategy, you can get out of jail. But nobody ever thinks, well, if you know this strategy, why are you in jail? Or frauditors when they're like, oh, I know the law so well. And it's like, well, you've got 10 plus convictions and you've been a felon for 30 years. Clearly you don't know the laws. Rogue Nation, looking at you, bud. Like all of these people say, oh, I know so much. He's got to say, whisper these couple, lines, got to do the incantation correctly. And it's like, dude, you've got a criminal record or are in jail yourself. Like, how much can you really know?
See what that says. I just want you to see how ridiculous it sounds.
Legally, do you want to get him a court-appointed attorney and we come back?
You know something, I don't want to waste the resources on the court because Mr. Lynch is probably going to present this to the court-appointed attorney. I can ask him whether he wants to, but if he presents this stuff to the court-appointed attorney, then they're probably going to come down on the same.
I can go into court records and find cases where the case was dismissed with the same issues I'm in.
If you can find those cases, why did you not provide them today? I feel like this is an easy thing to ask. If those cases truly exist, why were they not on your court paperwork that you just sent to the court? Oh, that's right. Because those cases don't fucking exist. Yeah, they're all experts in law. They spent half their life in court. They think that because they've been convicted so many times that somehow makes them evolve or progress far enough to be an attorney, which is not the case.
I will find a case and I will present it to you.
And he did indicate he was having a problem retaining counsel because they wouldn't accept his paperwork.
Not shocked. Howlett versus Rose had his car searched in a high school parking lot. He lost. I recall that case. It's like they will quote, if they find a Supreme Court case, in my head, they're just like, this must be about the right to travel. Send. It's like, dude, it has nothing to do with it.
So
yeah, I see why. Howlett versus Rose. Rose was a case in which high school students sued the school board after his car was searched on school grounds and he was suspended from school. He sued under 42 USC 1983, which creates a remedy for violations of federal rights committed by persons acting under the color of state law. The student claimed he was suspended without due process because his car was searched in violation of the 4th and 14th Amendment. The court dismissed the complaint against the school board for lack of jurisdiction. Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license? Where does that say you don't have to have a valid license?
Your Honor,
didn't update it, Your Honor.
I will get up-to-date cases where court cases were dismissed with my same issue. I will get the court the up-to-date 2020 to 2024.
I believe it was a waste of time. What are we, today is the day concept trial?
Yes, sir. Do you want to take testimony right quick?
Do you want a trial, sir, or what do you want? I'm not. So you want a trial? We can take testimony now, or you can take the deal. You know, this stuff that he's talking about and presenting to the court, yeah, I think it's a waste of time.
I go to trial.
Your Honor, he did make a FOIA request for the video and those things. I think they should be presented before he goes to trial.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He did. All right, he did. Let's give him.
I don't think. Can you legally try a dude while he's upside down? I guess this is the first time. How much difference can a video? How many? I'm trying to word this correctly. Do you really need to see a body cam video that only proves more evidence against him? If he didn't have a plate and didn't have a driver's license, and then the video is the officer walking up to the car showing that there's no plate and going, "Sir, can I have your ID?" and him going, "I don't have an ID. I'm traveling." Like, do we really need to see that to be like, oh no, yeah, he's even more of an idiot now? Like, I have a terrible opinion of that guy, and the video is only going to make it even worse. So for a jury, they're going to be like, oh, he was an idiot. Now he's double an idiot. Skinny Green Puppies, yeah, we have the 5 big dogs that for the most part completely ignore my children. They're cool with them, but like, they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're a little human. Have a good day. See ya. And the little dogs just try to jump on them and lick food off their faces. It's a delay tactic, and I fucking hate it. The video will show him arguing with the cop. It will prove him wrong. 1,000%.
I sent you the FOIA request, Ms. Mason. He's written in there, you know, got the case numbers down and stuff. Let's get him the documentation that he's asking for, if it exists, and then let's go from there. Okay.
Okay. Very good, Your Honor.
All right. Let's set up pre-trial date. Come back September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. Please don't waste the court's time with. I hope you first of all 8:30 September.
By a show of hands in the chat here, how many people think he's going to waste the court's time? He's going to show probably the same court paperwork, and then when he says, "Sir, this is the same shit," he's going to go, "Oh no, it's updated. It's updated. It's updated for 2024." Like, sir, this case took place in 1915. How is it updated for 2024? Like, I think he's going to waste everyone's time. And guess what? If I find it, I'll show it because it'll be hilarious.
September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you see on September 9th. I hope you read and review whatever you submit to the court, purporting what you feel is supposed to be. And I hope it has at least some relevance to what we're talking about today, because the cases that I just read back to you have absolutely no relevance.
And procedurally, Your Honor, how are we to get the video to him?
He got an email address. I forwarded you a copy of that. It's in his email address. So I guess he should be able to, you should be able to forward that to him in an email.
It probably be too large. I just pick it up. I come down, pick it up.
Well, you're not going to be able to pick up unless they have a disc or something. You're not going to be able to just pick up. I don't know.
Can I just confirm your email address, Mr. Lynch, just for record? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
All right. So she'll get you that in an email, okay?
Yes.
All right. We'll come back on September the 9th, 2024 at 8:30. If there's nothing further, Mr. Lynch, have a very good day and best of luck to you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. All right. That'll conclude the morning.
Best of luck to you. Hopefully you can find a way to continue breathing on your own because you're an idiot. He's going to come pick it up. Yes, he's going to drive to come pick it up. It seems like he's in Dearborn. This took place in Detroit. That's not like a hike, but you'd need a car to get there with any type of urgency. Yeah, it seems like the people that have the worst camera skills always seem to be like, I'm a sovereign citizen. How did you know? And it's like, I had a feeling. Let me switch back here. Hey-ya. Hey-ya. There we go. Back to hats. Send him smoke signals. If they send him home with a CD or flash drive, more than likely this dipshit's not going to get it to work. Oh no, it's Andy. Dear Lord, it's 2:30 in the morning there. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. So September 9th. September 9th, September 9th, September 9th. If you want to go into Old Squishy Gardener's channel right now and go comment September 9th, KFAR, remember, do that for me. Don't they eat lead paint chips? Eat lead paint chips, chug rubbing alcohol, and what did Team Skeptic say the other day? Had high levels of asbestos in their system since childhood or something like that. This is why so it's going to be like a double-edged sword here. So yes, it is job security, but I love Zoom court, and I feel like it's super necessary for people to see what the court system and law enforcement have to deal with on a daily basis. Greg, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Because this clearly shows that there are like somebody made the comment that, with schools just passing everyone, we've just had this injection of extremely dumb human beings over the last 20 years. Accurate. 1000% accurate. I'm terrified of the kids that are in school now. I'm terrified of them becoming adults because most of them are idiots. Let's be real. Remember the 9th of September. Yes. All right. That took a lot less time than I thought. Yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to say. When it comes to normal shit weapons in reality, when it comes to just courts in reality with Zoom and everything, if it's a normal case, like a speeding ticket that can get done in like 5 seconds, perfect. I've seen child custody, civil type shit gets done in Zoom court real quick. But it's always like this dumb shit with sovereign citizens where this judge, over probably a few hours, had to deal with this guy for 38 minutes. Oh, dear Lord, Tones. That's just with art schools. They stopped rejecting and failing people after 1945. Dear Lord. And Ed, I enjoy coming at Forrest Gump because Forrest Gump has so many good memes. Let's see here. Tones overthinks it. Chili got another day off for all his good behavior. His new release date is July 29th. Oh, dear Lord. They want to tie up the courts, and it's so... Yes. I just wish what's his name? It's in Taylor Court. It's not Judge Slavin. It's not Judge Shackelford. The guy who keeps tagging in and out as they need to like leave and go do something. I'm drawing a blank on what that guy's name is. I want to say it starts with an S, but I could be wrong. That guy is no nonsense to the point where he was dealing with broken system, broken trust, and said, "You're a crazy person. Come into court. I'm done with the Zoom stuff. Come into court. You're the problem." If more judges just took the problem cases, nipped it in the bud right there and said either come into court tomorrow or you're in contempt of court, that's what should happen. Whatever happened to keeping it criminal? Well, Kick defeated his enemies and rode off into the sunset. Rumor has it he's still, with his family, traveling the land, and he'll come back when the world's in danger. In my head, I just pictured Kick as the Avatar, and he's somewhere with a flying bison in a frozen ocean. And there'll come a time when he's needed again, and he'll just show up. Chili is nearly out of prison. How long till we get the martyrdom string where he thinks he's on par with the Holocaust survivor? The funny thing is about Chili is that I believe Chili, Rob Crawford beat me to it. Chili has another case for exactly the same thing for like exactly when he gets out. So Chili could go, hey man, nice. Here, put your jeans on, put your shirt on. Here's your goofy ass headphones. Let's go to court. Only for them to be like, you remember this cell, right? Court should bill by the minute and arrest too. So funny thing about this, Guadalupe Guacamole. Kick is teleporting around with his magic hat. Accurate. If you guys remember, oh God, what did he change his name to? New York Public Tour. New York Public Tour. New York Public Tour apparently has his parole hearing this month. And he could get out at the beginning of next year. I want to say January or February. I'm drawing a blank. I haven't looked at it in a few days. But if that's the case, Maddie is going to run his mouth super reckless when he gets out. And I have a feeling that they're going to immediately turn him around and walk him right back in. From what I've heard, he can't do X, Y, and Z things. And I know that he's going to do his best to do X, Y, and Z things. New York Public Tool. Because to this day, he's probably in jail murmuring, I didn't invite him to my house. When there's a video of him yelling, meet me in my house, here's the address. And then he was mad that they showed up after he was harassing a bar full of drunk people. Yeah. He won't be out until at least 2025, but at the beginning of 2025. I think that they'll postpone Chili's next case until after he's released. I think that he's going to head over the border as fast as possible and miss that one. Yes, the sticker guy. Good citizen. The sticker pimp. The sticker pimp is facing getting out. So as you guys know, I'm under the impression that, if you recall, it was supposed to be a good month, or a good week, rather. Chili was supposed to have court for both of his cases, and then Broken System, Broken Trust was going to have a jury trial a few days after that. And what ultimately happened was Chili, let me get out of here. Chili ended up getting his, 90 days in jail. And I think Broken System, Broken Trust saw that, didn't want to do 90 days in jail. And as you guys know, it was in Taylor, Michigan, and he ended up in Chicago, Illinois, panhandling. Like, shocker. He ran from a jury trial. Judge Shackelford was pissed. I still need to call about him, by the way. Somebody remind me tomorrow to call. Yeah, I'll call on a Sunday. That'll be a hilarious time to be arrested. I'm looking out for drunk drivers, one of Maddie's excuses for filming. Oh, God. He's going to come back and end up sitting out there with his shit shack on his fire pit, not wearing shoes, trying to live stream again. And I think it's going to just be such a failure. Oh, for public safety also has court around 7:10. Good. Yeah, in front of the town's only bar. That's a great way to make friends. Yeah. Like, I just don't understand why these people, it's like, hey, let me just put my phone down and be a normal human being, but they just can't do that. Why do courts have motions that delay the case for months? In some cases, I completely understand it. In other cases, it's just absolute nonsense. We are all sadistic. Please explain how confronting and exposing, for lack of a better term, domestic terrorists, how does that make me sadistic? I'll wait. Oh, just so you guys, shh, Marcus is gone, guys. Marcus is gone. This is my DD214. How you doing? Now we all have to wait patiently for what's normal to pop back up and say something. Oh, God, Goddess of Truth. I keep forgetting that he's a thing, even though I've covered it. And yes, I'm drinking coffee and still getting tired. Jamal's sentencing for the fall of the Moor, or rise of the Moors, is July 16th. Good. Matthew Merritt is a New York weasel. He's I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. That wanted to be a tough guy, but never was. He always is a loser. That's what you see today. 1,000%. I'm going to be honest with you. I think most of these people are by nature losers and are trying to get their pound of flesh from anyone. Like, if you notice, most of them have I don't know, I don't want to say the same build. Most of them are short, fat guys. Turns out those people get made fun of. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it is what it is. And now they're trying to take it out on anyone. Law enforcement, judges, attorneys, random people on the internet, random people eating dinner on the side of the street, random people at the post office. Pleasure in someone else's pain, like you are the arbiter of judgment. Who the fuck are you? I'm me, in the words of Lil Wayne. I guess I don't think anything that you just said is at all relevant. I don't take pleasure in someone else's pain. I take pleasure in people getting held accountable for their actions for which they think they're untouchable for, because they know some higher power, because they whispered some incantation into a camera. I don't think I'm the arbiter of judgment, but if I say, hey, that's illegal, and then explain why it's illegal, and then, shit, the court agrees with me. It's weird. So I'm Batman. Yes, exactly. So what's normal? This is the problem that we always face. I prop up the law and like moral goodness, and you prop up like woman beaters, domestic terrorists, people who diddle children. So it's like, who am I? The guy that's right. Say I'm Batman. I'm Batman. So you love dehumanizing. Wow, that's an odd way to try to put words in somebody's mouth. Yeah, I'm not holding them accountable. The courts are. We're just laughing at stupid. Yes. If I say, you're going to be held accountable for that because this law exists. Oh, or because the Supreme Court ruled in this specific case, and all of the states have a law now regarding that. Good luck in court. And they get held accountable in court and go to jail. That's not me doing anything. That's just me being correct. Like, I'm not the one scooping them up and taking them to their local jail. Free Roy. Rumor has it Roy is free. If anybody can find me who Roy is, I would love to do an interview with Roy. I would love to do an interview with Roy. I don't have you. You do. That's why you have a grandstanding channel hawking merch donations. I'm going to let you give English another shot and send me another message. Having a channel based off of law and the Constitution and the Supreme Court and all that shit, and then laughing at the people who take that and go, I don't have to follow that because reasons. That's not me doing anything. Only murderers drink or yawn while drinking coffee. Also, did you guys see my dope cup? It's a pretty dope cup. And then I got this. I kind of fucked it up a little bit. Let me try to fix it. This dope stone coaster. How you doing? A subscriber sent that to me, and I appreciate it. Thousands of languages, and you missed every one of them. All right. Do you read code? No, that clever? What? Hey, the adults are talking. Merch will be announced next week. More than likely. It's obviously something I've been working on for a hot second. I got some help from KTZ last week. Old Richard says, why do most frauditors sound like either Jed Clampett or Speedy Gonzalez? Accurate. I'm just waiting for... What's normal? Can you just like write in one comment exactly what you mean without like nuking it? Put the meth away before typing. Exactly. That's fine. I understand. My phone doubles everything I say. But then before I hit send, I double check what I said so that I don't do this in front of people. You also must have a shoulder injury to be a frauditor, or a back injury, or knees, or you can't breathe and your wrists hurt when you get cuffed. That's the thing. Carrie is, I don't have any more videos. I was expecting a 30-minute video to take at least an hour and 20 minutes, and we ran out of things to do about 20 minutes ago. Is that sexy Jason mug in that merch? No. I know exactly what mug you're talking about, and no. That was Robert's mug that I don't think Robert ever used. It was just sitting in our cupboard for like forever. No, what's normal is you said something and you have yet to like you made a claim and then failed to back that claim up. And I'm not being a grammar person from World War II. I'm telling you, hey, send me a comment in English that I can read that backs up your statement. And instead of you doing that, you just keep saying nonsense. So I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt of you being able to finish something. You're like the guy in the video we just watched. He did a couple classes and now he thinks he's a lawyer, even though he went to a few criminal justice classes and business classes. He didn't actually finish. He just went there a few times. High knee pressure. All right, Chili. All right, let's see here. I know Rockford Metro Press did a video that made him look like an idiot. I might cover that. KTZ sent me a thing. There are 187 people here going, what? Exactly. That's how I feel. Now there's 205. Oh my God, YouTube requires frauditors to have every ailment that only affects them when being arrested or they lose their frauditor certification. 1,000%. Oh my God, yes. And he went to study at a Moorish facility. A Moorish facility. No, he's not doing a Joe Biden impression because he's not randomly walking around like a Roomba after he got done. He went to a criminal justice class and stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Good. Yeah, I remember his account. It really clicks when he leaves that stupid fencing guy in all of his comments. Yeah, Walter, he apparently went to a Moorish like learning facility. And when he graduated, they gave him a helmet. What's normal? I don't deal in weird conspiracy theories. I wish I could get a list of every single Moorish training facility, that could be interesting to film and try to get videos of. I'll stand at the driveway. You have any comments on the rise of the Moors? Where does one get certified? Behind the dumpster at Wendy's. I didn't want to say it. You guys made me say it. All right. Let's see here. Baseball clips, random. Well, that's sad. A 4th round pick from, I'm drawing a blank on what team. Their draft pick randomly got into a car accident last night and passed away. Chris Ryder will teach you everything you need to know and charge you a low price of $1,000 or, 3 easy payments of whatever the hell that math is. No, it's actually a helmet with just a giant dildo on it. That's the sovereign citizen headgear. No, that's serving charcoal chicken. That's not going to help anyone on this channel. Well, we did that last video with such efficiency, I might have to end the live stream. All right. I will more than likely be back tomorrow with something because weekend. Oh, God. I'm trying here, guys. Let's see if our boy commented back. Yeah, he commented back 18 minutes ago. Who still claims that I never showed my DD214. That's going to be awkward for him. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will probably try to get 1 or 2 videos out. Always leave early. Always leave early. I can't tell you how many times I took a sick day to go to the zoo. I'm always about leaving early. All right. Instructions unclear. Moorish helmet stuck up rear, 1000%. Weapons, I am going to do that video. Now that you reminded me, I will do that video tonight because it's me related. It is a lady fighting officers while trying to get booked. And yes, I need to show that because that's what I did. And people fought me all the time because reasons. But yeah, everybody have a good rest of your day. Be safe. Don't be a frauder. Don't be a Moor. And definitely don't be that Charlie guy or Marcus or whatever his name is.